OpenAI's recent rollout of GPT-5 didn't go exactly as planned. Many users were frustrated to see GPT-4o removed from ChatGPT overnight in favor of a new model that's just not getting great reviews. If you're among those who miss GPT-4o's specific style and quirks, or you're just not ready to make the switch to a new model yet, I've got two pieces of good news for you. First, you can change one simple setting in ChatGPT and start using 4o again. Second, I went ahead and made my own version of ChatGPT that lets you access even more legacy models. Hi, I'm Tom from X-Ray Tech, the AI-first workflow consultancy. Today, I'm going to show you a couple of easy ways to keep using GPT-4o and other legacy models. I'm also going to show you how the OpenAI developer platform works, so you can integrate AI into workflows beyond just ChatGPT. Let's get started. So in case you haven't seen it, let's start with quickly accessing 4o in ChatGPT itself. For the time being, OpenAI has added 4o back to the model selection menu. All you have to do is click on the model name in the top left, scroll down to Legacy Models, and choose 4o from the list. To access additional legacy models, go to your account settings. From there, enable the Show Additional Models toggle. Then, you'll see some more choices like 4.1 and o3. However, the ability to choose your specific model is only available to users with a ChatGPT Plus subscription. Additionally, there's no telling how long OpenAI will keep any of these legacy models accessible here. If you're longing for the distant past of 3 years ago and GPT-3.5 Turbo, I've vibe coded an app that should scratch that itch. Here's the app I built. This is a very simple serverless tool that I vibe coded with Gemini in about 15 minutes. All you have to do is paste your OpenAI API key into this field and choose the model you want to use. Note that I've included more than just 4o here. There are variants on 4o, as well as older models like GPT 3.5 Turbo, which is one of the cheapest models you could use. Once you pick the model you want, just write a quick prompt like you would with ChatGPT. I'll ask it to write me a Blue Sky post about my new tool for using old OpenAI models. And there's my post. Let's ask for something funnier. And after a moment, we have an updated post. Awesome. Works just like ChatGPT, more or less. If you want to try it out yourself, just open up the resources board I've linked in the description. You'll find a link to this app embedded on our website, as well as some useful AI automation tutorials. Just note that this app is a demo that I put together very quickly. Since everything is stored client-side, I won't see any API keys or any other info you paste in here. But your data could still be vulnerable to certain attacks, so I'd recommend using a disposable API key that you can delete right after trying it out, or at least set a low spending limit. Also, definitely don't use this tool on unsecured Wi-Fi or your local Starbucks. This app is really just a demonstration to show you what's possible and inspire you to build your own tools with the OpenAI API. I don't recommend using it as a long-term solution. So some of you might be wondering, how does this work? And what is all this API key stuff I'm talking about? It turns out ChatGPT isn't the only way to access OpenAI's models. You can actually bypass the chat window entirely and talk directly to their API. An API is an application programming interface. It opens up a web app's actions and data to other software. Now, developers typically write custom code for this, but if you're a no-code builder, that's not a problem. Automation providers like Zapier, Make, N8N, and Pipedream all make this incredibly simple. They let you send custom AI prompts via the API without writing any code yourself, and they'll let you feed in data from any web app directly into your prompts. There are 3 key reasons this approach can actually be better than just using ChatGPT. First, you get access to a much wider list of legacy invariant models, including GPT-4o, which might actually be more expensive depending on your use case. Check the full pricing list in the resources board. Second, you get precise control over advanced settings like randomness, so you can fine-tune the AI's output to fit your specific situation. Third, you can pre-configure long, complex prompts that incorporate dynamic data from other apps. These workflows can be triggered on the click of a button or automatically when something happens in a specific app. This means you can have your prompts run automatically whenever you get a new email with a certain keyword in the subject, or whenever you add a new row to a Google Sheet, or when you update a lead status in your CRM. There are thousands of apps you can connect with no-code automation, so you can fit AI into virtually any workflow. Plus, on top of all that, it's cheap. Typically just a few cents per prompt. There's really only 2 major downsides. The first is that you lose the chatbot interface for unstructured back and forth conversation, which is why I vibe coded my own version of ChatGPT. The second is that you have to pay for an automation provider to actually send the prompts. But these tools all have affordable plans, and they'll more than pay for themselves in the time savings if you use them enough. All things considered, I think it's worth it for every daily ChatGPT user to at least try using the API to see what it can do. If you want to start automating your AI prompts, I've made some in-depth tutorials for automating OpenAI with Zapier and Make. The Zapier version is linked on your screen now, and both are in the resources board in the description. If you're more of a Claude fan, I also put together a tutorial for automating Anthropic prompts with Zapier, which is on your screen now. Need quick support building AI automations? With LowCodeEngineers.com, you can get expert guidance from a handpicked engineer in 48 hours or less. Whether you need to set up an automation, an AI chatbot, or any other AI tool, our team at LCE will help you get it done and learn how it all works with one-on-one collaborative calls. There's no long-term commitment, just schedule as much time as you need on a flexible hourly basis. Go to LowCodeEngineers.com to reach out and book your first hour. The tutorials I've shared will give you in-depth instructions for setting up AI automations step by step. But if you want to get a peek at what that looks like, I'll give you a brief overview of the process with Zapier. First, head to platform.openai.com and create an account. Once you're logged in, you'll need to buy some credits to start using the platform, but you can start small. $5 is plenty to get started with. In Zapier, create a new connection and select OpenAI. It's going to ask for an API key, so let's go back to platform.openai.com. Click on Settings, then API Keys, then Create New Secret Key. Copy that key and paste it into Zapier to establish the connection. Then, it's time to build your automation. As an example, here's an automation I built to generate social media posts whenever there's a new item in an RSS feed. In any AI automation, you're going to have three key components: the trigger that starts the automation, the AI step that sends a prompt, and additional automated steps to send the AI's output to another app where you can see it and use it. In my prompt, these little cards here are variables pulled in from the trigger. This is how you feed dynamic data into the prompt. So, for example, this ensures that our prompt uses each new record's title instead of just referring to the same static title every time. And as I noted earlier, you can also use Zapier to futz around with more advanced settings if you'd really like to fine-tune the AI's output. The Zap will run automatically whenever your trigger conditions are met, but you can also just test the step to see it in action. Testing out my prompt creates a solid LinkedIn draft, which I can see right here in Zapier. I'll also test this final step to send the draft to Buffer. And here it is in Buffer, ready for some final tweaks before we hit publish. With over 8,000 apps available in Zapier, you can send your AI-generated content anywhere you want, like Notion, WordPress, Slack, Gmail, or HubSpot. In all likelihood, if it's a commercially available web app, Zapier's got an integration for it. So if you want to keep using 4o for specific tasks, or if you just want to automate AI prompts with any model, check out our tutorials and give it a shot in Zapier. AI is moving fast, with frequent updates as OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google keep competing to give us the latest and greatest in machine learning. But if you prefer legacy models, you don't need to make the switch right away. You've got two easy ways to keep using your preferred AI model: the settings toggle for quick access, or the API approach for custom apps and serious automation power. Let me know in the comments below. Do you prefer GPT-5 or 4o or some other model? Has the change been a problem for your workflows? And what are you going to use going forward? If this video helped you out, like and subscribe to the channel for more AI and automation updates every single week. You can also find me and my company X-Ray by searching for X-Ray Automation on nearly every social media platform. For now, I've got to go. So until next time, find your focus and stay in flow.